Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome to another the Brookhaven Experiment video. Now, this is the 6th time I'm doing this level, and the reason I'm doing this for 6 times is so the first 3 times I've tried playing this, I died constantly. I just couldn't do it.
Came out first, the grunts. You've killed your share of those. Then the big ones came, the tower over you. We thought that was the worst thing the breach could produce, until we saw what it was they came to our world to escape. The thing that turned this forest to black ash. There aren't many of them, but no one's killed one yet. I hope they don't find you.
Yeah, like I was saying, so I've tried this 3 times, trying to record with my Elgato, and I've just kept dying 3 times. I made it through first round, and then I died in the second, and I made it to the 4th round, and died almost till the end. It's just I couldn't do it, so I just dropped it, stopped playing it for like a week, and gave up on it. And it's like I'm just gonna chill and not do this right now until I can get more practice off camera. I went off camera, practiced more, not this level in particular, but other levels, just to get more ammunition and stuff like that. Came back to this level again, beat it, and I wasn't recording. And then I've tried again, put it to record through my PlayStation, beat it again, and I wasn't recording again. I screw up with the finish. And this is something stupid. I'm gonna rant a bit about this PlayStation recording, which is what I'm doing right now, in case you guys can't tell. Which is, you gotta double tap the share button to start recording video, or in this case it's the select button on the move controller, which is fine. You double tap it, starts recording. You double tap it again to end it. If you single tap it, if you just tap it once, it stops. It doesn't record. It kind of completely forgets that you were recording before, and starts to asks if you want to save a clip, and that clip happens to be like, I don't know, maybe 20 seconds long. So if you happen to make the mistake of tapping the share button once rather than double tapping to end the recording, that's it, you're effed in the A. You just pretty much lost the recording. So obviously that pissed me off royally, because I had beaten this entire level with the shotgun, and I wasn't even, you know, I've wasted a lot of ammo for it. And one of those times that I beat this with the shotgun, I had 100% on the accuracy, which is something that I definitely want to get on camera, just so you guys can see that, you know, it's something doable. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out, I suppose. And I can't use the shotgun again here, because I gotta gain ammo for it, because I wasted so much ammo.
Specimens continually emerge from the breach, pouring out of the cave into what's left of the forest. That means this is their preferred hunting ground. The giants, the behemoths, and they like their food cooked.
Yeah, so anyways, long story short, this is the 6th time I'm recording this. I'm definitely going to beat it, for sure. But anyways, yeah, I'm not recording this entire last video, but this is like the last episode. I'm gonna do all the 3 levels into this one. It's going to be a bit longer than usual, but still, you know, good enough, I suppose. But yeah, so I'm recording this through my PlayStation, not through my Elgato, because it's more convenient. In my head, what I was gonna do is, I'm just gonna play the game while pressing the record button on the PlayStation. If I beat the level, great, I'll keep the recording. If I don't beat the level, you know what, no big deal. I was just, you know, practicing anyways. Luckily I did beat it every single time. Unfortunately, again, like I said, the recording I messed it up a tiny little bit. And let me know what you guys think on quality wise. I know my Elgato is superior to the PlayStation. The quality is better, obviously, you know, it records it differently, because the way I record with the Elgato is I'm recording what you guys see on the TV, not what you guys see through the headsets. And I think that quality wise is a bit better, because what you gotta think about here is the PlayStation outputs the 2 types of video when you're on VR, which one is obviously directly to your VR headset, and the second video that it outputs is going to be to your TV, to a TV, so that other people around you can actually see what, you know, what you're doing, what you're playing, and whatnot. and it's not an exact 1-to-1 ratio most accurate, because it never is. When I record VR on the PlayStation, then I look back at it, it's like I could see a lot more than what it showed. It always gives you, regardless if it's through the TV or through the VR headset, it always gives you tunnel vision. It's like my field of view, it's probably, I don't know, a good 80, 90. But every time I do recording, it looks like it's 50, 60. So there's a lot missing, especially on the up and down angles. There's, I don't know, just how I feel. And again, the aspect ratio isn't like a widescreen aspect ratio when you record through the TV. I don't know why, but again, I've recorded this through my PlayStation. I've outputted it, and it looks fine to me. It looks a bit fish-eyed sometimes. It kind of just circles things around. Obviously, it looks a bit odd, but it is, for the most part, as far as I can see, kind of wide angle. Whereas on my TV, it isn't. I need to crop it on the editing.
I'm almost ready. I've set up the equipment I could salvage from the original experiment and reversed the polarity of... Yeah, you don't care about that. I just need the data you have to recreate the original conditions.
Like I was saying, or in the Elgato, you can just now select an option that says that if you record it through PSVR, it adds the auto cropping to it. PSVR cropping, it's called. It's a setting in there. That's why I love Elgato. They keep updating the software, just making it better and better. Again, it's never going to do 4K 60 frames on 1080p or anything like silly like that, because it's just, obviously the hardware is limited to what we've got. But software wise, they do a great job at maintaining it still, even though it's, again, the one I've got is not exactly the newest one. But you know what, it does the job, provides great quality videos. It's really easy to record and edit. There's a few features that I wish they had in there that they don't yet, but I can only suggest and hope, I suppose. But even without those small little detail features, it's still a great piece of equipment that I love to use. And although many of you might be thinking, oh, you don't really have to. You know, the PlayStation can do all of that, and so can Xbox One and consoles nowadays. They got those capabilities. I don't know, I still like using an Elgato. It's just more convenient that when I record it's already in my computer. It's the greatest, best quality it can ever be, and yeah, it's great. It provides really awesome compression to the files, where I can do I don't know, 20-25 minute video, and it's usually always like a gig and a half, sometimes even less than that. It just provides absolute fantastic compression to the videos. Whereas on my PlayStation, it provides actually almost no compression at all. Just to put it in perspective, a 10-15 minute video on my PlayStation, with the quality not being the greatest thing in the world, it's usually 600 megs, which is not too bad at all, but it's a bit high. I don't know. I just feel like it is, especially quality-wise. I just don't think that the PlayStation adds the best quality. It adds too much blurriness to it, and of course, it's not its main kind of thing. But I don't want to rant about it. So, let's talk a little bit about this level. I hate this level, and I'm not sure if it's because it's overly dark, or if it's because the enemies come from everywhere, and there's too many of those little guys, and there's spiders coming, and there's just too many enemies coming at you at the same time, where you have to constantly check your surroundings. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what it is about this level. I dislike it at all, a lot. It's one of my... This and the sewer is the two levels that I hate the most, I think. Actually, both sewer levels, because there's one that's right outside the sewer as well. That's not... Yeah, it's, again, overly dark. There's water, and there's too many places that the enemies can come, and it's just a bit of a pain in the ass, to be fair. But, I've beat the game already, as I've told you guys. Beat some levels way too many times, or more than what I should have done, but yeah, it's definitely a definite must-have game. And it's with very sad as I said, this is the last video I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just do all the 3 levels on this video, and we'll see about the future of this game. I don't know. I do sometimes wish that they've add some DLC to it, add, you know, a few more levels after, but I don't think that's something that's gonna happen. I think developers could be just more interested into making a sequel, developing a sequel to this game, rather than adding any DLC. But DLC guns and DLC maps and new modes and stuff in the story would be phenomenal. But I think the main reason we won't see that is, one, like I said, the developers aren't even thinking about that. And number 2, I think it's because as well, like, it concluded the story. It told the story and concluded it. So I think it's like it left room for, I don't want to spoil anything until you guys see there, but it left room for more if ever needed to, but it concluded it at the same time. So I think, yeah, it's great. And as you can see, I'm starting to get not panicky, but I'm like just careful of my surroundings, looking everywhere. I even got my torch on. And of course I didn't shot those guys when I should have done, and my mind got him. Not very good, because I want to save my mind for really tough situations, not situations that are tough because I made them tough. I'm just shooting these. I hate these little guys more than the spiders, I think. The spiders are annoying because obviously they shoot at you, but these guys are just meant to destroy your ammunition. They're small, they're fast, and they come in big groups. Like this.
I can hear the footsteps. Don't do that thing if you don't have to.
I think this is almost the last bit of this level. And as soon as I'm done, I'm done. And then I shall never play this freaking level again, because I hate it. And other than beating this level with this gun, I don't know what else to do, and that is it. That's the end of this one, and 95, still not too bad, but it's not the 100% I had before. Didn't catch that on camera though, sadly. But yeah, got a good chunk of ammo, I suppose. And let's move on to the Peoria caverns, which I do love. I think it's one of my most favorite levels, actually, and mostly because you don't need to use the torch much, if any at all. As you can see, it's quite illuminated. And I don't know, I think I've beat this level with almost every gun. I say almost every gun, not every gun, because I've only beat this level about 4 times perhaps. And I'm gonna use this one because I can. And I'm gonna keep all this as is, except for this one. This one I'm gonna choose the stun grenade. Okay, there's 2 reasons for this one. One is because I have way too much of ammo of this, because I never use it. And 2 is because it will destroy those little guys in one hit.
Lovely and terrifying. The sequences will take time to align. Protect the equipment at all costs, and protect me only if the equipment has had its chance to succeed or fail. Here they come!
Okay, here we go. So if you stun yourself, or if you throw it and it hits you in the face, then you're going to regret it, and that's how it can work against you. But the reason you get 10 of them is because, as you can see, you just killed all those guys in one go. So that's gonna come in handy for those little guys, because this gun's got such a slow firing rate. It's also, I think it's too powerful for those guys. It'd just be a waste of ammo more than anything. But yeah, it doesn't do any damage to any other enemy other than those guys, but anything can kill them, even a sneeze. That's how pathetic they are. But yeah, it won't take any damage, but it will slow them down, and it will blind you and affect you as well if you don't look away almost entirely when you're deploying it. So it can work against you, but if used properly, it will just mostly work with you. So that's my reason for using it, at least for this very first round, because again, first round is not too bad. As you can see, only one of those giant guys come, and it's mostly these little guys, and I think I can see the giant worms coming. There's no spiders in the very first one, at least for now. I'm pretty sure there might be with some other gun variations, but not this one. And I keep reminding, I got 12 rounds in this gun, and I keep a count in my head, like how many rounds I've been shooting, just so I know how many I have left and I don't run out when I need them most. I do that with most guns, but this one especially, because the reloading animation is a bit slow and the firing rate is a bit slow as well. So always good to have a bullet count, rather. I think that's the last guy. Pretty sure it is, because I don't see anybody else. And that lady over there that she's been talking to us, or she will be talking to us to the start of every round, that's the lady that's been talking to us since the start of the game, sending us those messages and whatnot. So you do get to meet her in person. Oh, here he is. Now, as you can see, I don't barely use the torch in this level, and guns wise I can just use any, because the enemies only come from those holes or in front of me, directly in front of me, or from those sides, which is still a lot of possibilities, but it's mostly from the front of me. And it's again, I don't know why I find this level not overly difficult. It's actually quite okay, especially this late in the game. It's yeah, it's quite cool. I'm gonna go choose this gun, even though I'm most likely going to regret it. I'm gonna have to switch that to nades, because it's gonna get a bit crazy. Now, the only difference between this gun and the revolver is this is a bit less powerful. It's got a higher fire rate.
The far perimeter of the Brookhaven particle accelerator. That's why the breach happened where it did. 180 degrees from our people, like a grotesque mirror.
And spiders are introduced in this level now. Yeah, like I was saying, higher, 4 more rounds in the chamber, so a tiny little bit more ammo, higher fire rate, lower damage, and yeah, just a bit faster of reloading as well, because it's again a semi-auto rather than a revolver. So as you can see, you're gonna get those scorpion spider thingies showing up, and you can tell where they're coming from by the green goo, which will again come out from under them. As you can see, it's dripping. You can see the drips and where they're coming from, which is something that doesn't happen in the sewers, which it's silly, because I could have used with that bit more indication where they're coming from. Although you can tell where they're coming from, you can't tell where they're coming from as well as you can here. And again, once you've killed them completely, they stop spawning from those places. But obviously, I'm not there yet, but near, almost, should I say. And I think what you gotta worry about more than anything on this level is these giant guys. At some point in time, there's gonna be up to 12 of them, and 10 of them are gonna come at the same time. And no, I'm not exaggerating. It is, yeah. I think sometimes it's best to drop a nade when there's this many enemies surrounding me. As well, this gun isn't helping the case because it takes multiple shots. The fire rate is low, and so is the reloading. Sometimes it's a stronger gun, even though it looks like it, yeah, it might not be the best option. Damn it, freaking spider, blinding me when I need to see the most. That's why I hate these freaking spiders. Have a quick look around. Other than I think it's 4, maybe 3. I can see these 3, but I'm sure there's going to be more of them. Now these guys usually one-shot kill if they're close enough. If they're a bit far, mostly 2. That's it. Ended this round. I'm gonna go back to choose a revolver. As you can see, my accuracy is like 64, which the other one was, I think, 75 or 80, something like that. Oh, I actually lost as much health as I thought I would, so I'm just gonna carry on as I am. And although I'm tempted to get the shotgun, I'm not, and I'll tell you guys later why. I'll choose this one. Why not? And I'll carry on with everything else as is. Wave 3.
You had no training before night fell, and precious little since. But you fight like hell now, and hopefully that's enough.
And yes, spiders and everything else are going to start coming again. But I don't think they're going to be as much. Again, you can see guys from like a mile away from here. Quite a distance. But sometimes not the ones that are far away that you have to worry about. It's the ones that are close by and right behind you. Like that one. And those two. And I think I just dropped 2 nades. Yes, I have. I feel like Clint Eastwood, man. I don't miss a freaking shot. And again, one hit from that giant worm and it's pretty much game over for me. I think it would take like 90% of my health, which is exactly what I have. I think 96 or something like that. 92, I think, actually. These little guys are just spamming from everywhere. And I think this is the point in time where loads of these guys are going to start coming. Actually, no, not as many as they will later on. Let's just have a look around. I think the spiders and everything else is starting to slow down from behind me now. It's more focused on the giant guys. One's going to come from there for sure. Whatever it is beyond me. Just keep checking behind me anyways, just in case. Even if it's slow and weak, those one guy sometimes can be like, you think, oh, he's far away, it's just the one of them anyway, so it doesn't matter, and then next thing you know he's right on top of you and is beating the shit out of you. Because even though not as much, not as bad, these guys can take your health away. So it's always important to see where they are. Jeez, I got terrible aim from a distance. Have a quick look around, and that's end of this round. And again, I'm using this gun because I barely ever use it. I got like 1,000 bullets for it, or probably less than that now, but yeah, I always got a lot of ammo for it because I don't use it, and I don't know why I don't use it. It's just I don't know. Not the greatest gun ever. Quite powerful, but it's slow firing rate and slow reload can be a...
Taking hold. Do you see the shimmer? Like any tunnel, it's hard to open and hard to close. Just keep them off.
Can be a big turn off because, yeah, on really fast paced encounters, it's like you need to be able to shoot fast and reload fast rather than be powerful, especially if there's rarely any giant guys or spiders for that matter. And again, my torch here is barely ever used, to the point it's like I'm just using it just for the sake of it. And again, spoiler alert, but on the next level you won't need a torch at all either. So you can just, these 2 last levels it's like, screw the torch, who needs it? But at this point in time, especially on the previous level, it's like, it's all you need is the freaking torch on. And it might not seem too bad right now with enemies because again I can mostly 1 or 2 shot kill while keeping a bullet count in my head. There was a spider coming. There he is. And these little guys come at like the worst possible time. You know what? Let's take care of all of them like this. They don't take that much health at all either, so it's like they're a nuisance more than anything. And it's like they're coming bigger groups now. God damn it. I think because this is the final round, this is where all these giant guys will start coming. You go away. I think once I take care of these guys behind me, that's it. So that's 1 dead. Let's see how many at the same time they'll start coming. And I said at the same time because again I'm looking all around me because just how I am, but just at the same time, see how many there is. Make it 2. So it would be 3, 4. Keep in mind, so far 4 of them big ones, that make it 5. 5, 6, and I think that's it. This will be 7. This will be 8. I'm using explosive rounds here because I almost never use them. Again, it's one of them features I just forget about and I don't use almost at all.
Oh crap. Mortal. The flash drive. I've uploaded everything. You have to broadcast what we've done. There's a radio tower. Our friends who light the way. They've made sure others will be listening. Follow the river. Get to the tower. Don't let
And that is the end of this round. End of this level, rather, not just the round. As you can see, 33 shotgun shells, which are going to come very much in handy when I do the last level called Radio Tower. And as you can see, this is complete daylight, and we are at the rooftops, right next to a radio tower. And the only setup I can ever beat this level, and I've tried every other combination I could think of, is this one. Again, laser sight, obviously clip-on flashlight is useless in this level, but laser sight or muzzle brake is optional, although I prefer the muzzle brake because it keeps me more in track. And I'm going to use the chemical grenade because I've had success with it in the past rather than the proximity mine, and I'll explain to you guys why.
If you're listening to this recording, we closed the breach, but I didn't make it. You know what you need to do. Broadcast this message in its entirety. Others are listening. They will record and rebroadcast. There are other breaches to that world we saw, but if we can close one, we can close them all. Start this broadcast and make sure it finishes. We may not get another chance to fix the world. Kali out.
Now the proximity mines all they do is explode, of course. With these ones, and as you can see, you're gonna have to fight that giant, big, last final boss. With these ones, they're gonna slow and damage enemies, and that I'm more interested on the slowing part, because although enemies come from pretty much all these directions, it's from the back here and this side here that you guys should worry most about the enemies coming, because from front and this side, it's only gonna be little guys, and very rarely these normal walking zombies. So again, when the giant one is coming, you want to have all the other ones slowed down. Not necessarily dead, because again you'll run out of mines sooner rather than later, and this is not just a single time use. It will last you quite a bit, even though if they step on it, it will eventually wear off, of course, but I feel like it will last a lot longer than the mines. Again, another thing about this level is there's only one round. This isn't 4 or 5 rounds, it's only one. So whatever health and ammo and equipment you have, it's going to have to last you for about 12 minutes. That, you know, this whole shebang is going to last you. And once you're done, you're done. So the very first time, of course, and yeah, you're gonna have to shoot this giant guy, which he'll come up from 3 different directions. The very first time I tried this, I failed because I ran out of ammo. And the 2 other subsequent times I failed because I've tried with different gun setups, and that didn't work out for me. I'm just gonna throw this down, even though I don't think the enemies will ever reach that far, but if they do, at least it'll be something to deter them. The other 2 directions I don't particularly care too much about, because like I said, it's only little guys, and they're not that annoying in this level. There's no spiders coming, thank God. So that's something that we don't have to worry about. It really gets into your face. So yeah, I've tried with the 2 guns and then I couldn't, so I went and replayed almost the entire game back again to, you know, several levels, several times, till I got enough ammo. And I finished this game with 2 rounds left to spare, and that was pretty much it. That's all I had. And yeah, so at the very minimum, at the absolute minimum, you need 200 rounds for this level, especially if it's your first time. 250, 300 is, you know, you can be a little bit more loose with your shots, but definitely you want to have quite a fair few rounds on the shotgun. And again, shotgun is the only gun I can beat this level with, at least so far. Maybe if I'm better with other guns I can try, but because I think other guns, the only problem I have is the giant guy. The giant guy is the issue. When he shows up next to your face, you have to make him go away. And of course with other guns, there's going to be more of these guys showing up, so you'll have to shoot 2 or 3 other guys while the other big one is right in your face, and that's where things get complicated. And yes, the game does adjust itself and changes depending on the gun and setup that you have. It is just, I don't know, that's how I feel it is. Usually this guy takes 4 shots and then he'll go away if he's close by. Or if not, he might take a few other shots, but I just feel the sooner he's away the better, because if he hits you one time, you'll take like 90% of your health. And if he hits you with one special attack that he's got, which he almost gonna go for, which is like a vomit blood kind of thing, or whatever the hell it is, where he shoots like a fire pretty shit, whatever the hell he does. If he hits you with that once, that's it, you're pretty much done for. Again, that takes like 99% of your health. It doesn't actually kill you if you haven't been touched to that point, but anything else that will come after, you're gonna die for sure. Another thing you can do as well is you can knock down that tower over there. You can throw it down, and then obviously that's gonna kill you. And yeah, that's happened to me before, unfortunately. So it's always good practice that to make sure that none of that stuff happens. And you just gotta shoot him away as soon as he comes by. There's only 3 main directions that it comes, which is front, right, or back. It never comes from the left, unless, like I said, there's a tower there to protect you, and you can knock down the tower, but you won't. So you just gotta know where to expect him, which becomes a bit predictable after a while. But you still gotta know. I keep an eye out on my ammunition just to make sure that I'm good for this level. As you can see, it's been, I don't know, 8 minutes now in this particular level, and it's like no end of the round. I'm just trying to look around. As you can see, it's pure. I think it's the only level that's like pure daytime. And you can just, there's absolutely no need for a torch. It's just completely daylight, which is something refreshing for this game, because all the other levels are all at night, all in the dark, always. You need the flashlight, and then you can see the level very well. So being able to see a level like this in full detail, full daylight, it's refreshing and actually quite good. Unfortunately, they haven't added near enough any of these, but this is what I meant with you guys. The lady dies at the end, and you're in the radio tower to broadcast a message for it so everyone can hear. So it's a perfect end to the game and to this storyline, but leaves room for more where, yeah, you've put the broadcast, you've warned everybody else. Now, a new group of survivors, a new group of people can come and do whatever. And with that shot, that giant freaking guy is dead, and game over.
Interdimensional Observatory at Brookhaven National Laboratory. It was our experiment that opened the initial breach and weakened the fabric between worlds that allowed our Earth to be overtaken by monstrosities. We have discovered a process by which a breach can be sealed. It requires specialized equipment, an array of quantum tunneling beam cannons for which the schematics are being transmitted as part of this broadcast, and a sequence of frequencies that must be beamed into the breach by the cannons, also part of the broadcast. It won't be easy, but it has been done. The breach at Brookhaven has been closed, and so we know that all other breaches can be closed. Once I am done speaking, the sounds you hear will be compressed binary files. which can be decoded by any computer you can get your hands on. Record this message, decode these files, and close these breaches. This message will repeat until power has been lost at this broadcast location. Spread the word. We can take back our world.
And that is it. That is the recording that we need to broadcast, and that's the end of this level. If you made it this far in the video or in the series, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments if you made it this far. And as far as this game goes, this is pretty much the end of the storyline. However, there are like a survival kind of thing going on where you just stay in the stage and survive for as many runs as you possibly can. Let me know if you guys want to see that. Leave a comment below if you want me to carry on and do that, because I've never played that, and I don't know, I feel like I should just end this game in this series here as it is. For all intents and purposes, this is the last video on the series. Unless you guys ask for more, then I'll carry on. I absolutely love this game. I think it's fantastic. It is one of the best right now on the virtual reality consoles, because it's not just PSVR exclusive. As a matter of fact, it started out on the PC, so you can play this on HTC Vive and whatever else other headsets you get on the PC, which probably plays a lot better than on the PSVR, but it's definitely a must-have on the PlayStation VR. And I don't know, I like it. It's great. If you guys have a PSVR, if you're interested in it, this is how you beat these levels. Again, don't have to do exactly like me, but yeah, this is pretty much the survival levels. This is what we get out of the bat. And I've done pretty much all the campaign levels. And yeah, this is it. Appreciate you guys watching, and I shall see you on the next one.